Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Welcome and thank you for stopping by. Well, I trust you enjoyed my last video on the Bangles when we looked at the song Manic Monday. And in that video we talked about the fact that even though weekends are cool and we kind of hang out for them a little bit, it's often during our working weeks where we are productive. So let's not discount or write off our working weeks. So we learn so much about ourselves when we're working. So I trust that was an encouragement for you. And we're going from there to a lady that between 1963 and 2018 has been involved in 18 movies. If you think of movies such as Yentl and Hello Dolly and Funny Girl and A Star Is Born, she's released 36 albums. And in those 36 albums, she has released 117 singles. She has won countless awards. She is a Grammy Award winner and an Academy Award winner. And her voice, her technique, and her vocal delivery are unparalleled. This particular lady has got one of the voices in the world, and her quality has been heralded for being just so compelling and so perfect. And of course we're talking about Barbra Streisand today. She's a bit of an all-rounder. She can sing, she can act, and she can tell a story through her songs so well. She's just a bit of an all-rounder. So we're paying tribute to this screen music legend today. And I suppose given it is Barbra Streisand, we are going to have 3 songs, but I'll get onto those in a minute. When I think of Barbra Streisand though, because there, as I said, there are 117 singles, what are the go-to songs that I go to when I think of Barbra Streisand? Well, there's probably 2 main ones that I go to, and I suppose the first one I'm going to go to is probably one I'm going to make a little bit of commentary about today. And this is the song Send in the Clowns. Now, Send in the Clowns is not just Barbara's alone. Many people have sung this song, and this song, through its melancholy tune, has been captivating audiences for years. In the context of Barbra Streisand, though, I suppose it came off her 1986 album, the Broadway album. And so, yeah, Send in the Clowns. So, first of all, you know, clowns are whimsical and funny and happy, and they bring fun to us. But we've got that within the context of a tune that is quite sad and melancholy. And you know, what this song's about, I think, you know, is open to interpretation. But maybe one of the giveaways, I think, is the way the tune is, and the fact that clowns need to be sent in. So for me, perhaps it's about a relationship that's not going so well, and things are quite desperate. You know, send in the clowns. It's just send in the clowns. We need them now. Send them in. We need them. I need something. But I think if you go in a bit deeper, particularly when you look at the lyrics, this is almost a song of self-discovery almost. And I think the clues about that are found in where the clowns actually are. Because at the start of the song, there's something external, there's something that the songwriter is looking for. But near the end of the song, the discovery is made that the clown were there all the time, and perhaps we are, or I am, the clown. Yeah, this concept of the effect that we have on other people, particularly those that are closest to them. We may think that we've got it right, and we may be thinking that we're doing the right thing and all is good, but the other person is really, really struggling with that. They have no idea what's going on. They have no idea why the words are the way they are, the actions are the way they are, and they feel rather small. And because they feel small, and as I shared about in the song Take On Me by Aha, they probably don't feel like they've got the space to be able to say the words they need to say. And so life just carries on, and it just carries on. And that person starts to feel smaller and smaller and smaller. Or the person who thinks they've got it all right and perhaps they haven't, just carries on as if there's no problem. It's interesting, you know, when we look at reality television, particularly the loved ones, we see how almost demanding people are on those that they're trying to get on with. You know, they focus on every word, every breath, every movement. And there's no room for humanity in that world. Everything's got to be just so perfect and so demanding. When you watch the Meet the Parents episodes, there's such scrutiny in those episodes. It's almost unbearable to watch. And it's almost too much to ask for someone to actually try and be normal in that situation. Reality television probably hasn't helped in a lot of ways with how we relate to each other, because there's this concept of perfection that we're almost demanding of the other person. Well, I'm not perfect. And, you know, I don't think any of us are perfect, and we can't meet this incredible perfection that the world needs us to be these days at times. And is there the opportunity to stop and to really get into what's really, really going on and what's really, really happening? Because that would require honesty and transparency, and sometimes in relationships those things aren't there, because one person may feel like they haven't got the space to be able to say what they really need to say. And is it going to make any difference anyway? It's a horrible situation to be in, I'm thinking. So I think the challenge for all of us is to constantly reevaluate the effect that we're having on others. I'm sure that there are enough clues and hints in your world. If you're one of these people that thinks life is going well and going fine, and I don't really consider my effect on other people too much, there would be enough hints in your world, I'm thinking, if you looked really, really, really hard, to see that, no, perhaps there's some things that aren't right and some things that need to be different, perhaps. And are you giving space to those people that are closest around you to be able to say the things that they need to say? I think there's a bit of a challenge there for us today, in the fact that relationships are best when they're honest and transparent and real. And they're human. They're not trying to achieve some standard that we're never going to get to, because that causes frustration all around. And as this song talks about, the discovery of who the clown actually is, I think the last thing anyone would want to have said to them would be, "You're a clown. Don't you realise what's happening here?" It's better to make the changes you need to make before it gets to that point, surely, because there is just so much at stake. Love is at stake. And love has the incredible ability to be able to to push on and to have hope, even through some terrible adversity at times. And so the worst thing that we can do as individuals, I'm thinking, is to take that love for granted. If we are giving and receiving love, it is one of the best experiences in the world. But for people in this world, often it's not. I think the challenge is that if you think that everything's fine and the other person doesn't, maybe there's an opportunity for some honest and raw discussion to take place. Now, it could be that if you sit down and have this discussion, it could be that things will get raised, voices might get raised. And maybe in that situation, it might be better to get a third person in to keep it calm a bit. Because at the end of the day, the relationship is the thing that needs the work. And both of you need to contribute to that. So that's what Sending the Clowns is encouraging us to do today. It's saying to us, I've realised I've been a clown. And I'm really, really sorry. If you believe that you've been the one that's been a bit harsh on the other, saying sorry to them and making the change that goes along with that sorry is one of the best things you can do. Because the other person's probably been hanging on to a little bit of hope and just hoping things will get different. But then to hear those words, I'm really, really sorry and I need to make changes, is one of the best words that that person can hear. So that's an encouragement for all of us today. Sending the Clowns does offer us this opportunity today, I believe, for self-reflection. So onto the clips today. We have got, given it is Barbra Streisand, we've got 3 songs from her. We do have Sending the Clowns. This is a live performance of hers. It's not the clearest, but what is apparently clear is how well she performs it and how well she sings it. Sending the Clowns is one of those songs where you just don't sing it because the words are just too fragile for that. So you've got to deliver it in a bit of a different way, telling a story. And Barbra Streisand does it so well in this song. We then also got, now, before Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga's A Star Is Born that came out a couple of years ago, that was a remake of a 1977 version of A Star Is Born. And in that particular movie had Chris Christopherson and Barbra Streisand. And that, incidentally, was a remake of a previous version of this movie. So there's been, 3 movies called A Star Is Born over the years. And I suppose when you think of Barbra Streisand, you think of this song Evergreen. This particular song won an Academy Award, which is an incredible award to be able to receive. And in this particular clip, which is from the movie, you just see the incredible love that she has for him, they have for each other. And if you know the story of A Star Is Born, you know that it is an incredible love story, despite some adverse circumstances that's happened throughout it. So there's that clip, and I've also included this song "Papa Can You Hear Me" from the 1984 movie Yentl. Now, Barbra Streisand was the director of this particular movie, and she won a Golden Globe that year for Best Director. The Yentl story is a bit of an interesting one. Back in I suppose around the 1900s, when particularly in some countries, girls didn't get an education. This is the story of a girl that dresses up as a boy to get an education, to carry on the legacy that her father left her when he was educating her on the quiet. Well, he died in the movie, and this is the continuing story of that. In this particular clip, which I've chosen because, for me, this is one of Barbra Streisand's most compelling vocal performances. It really just shows her voice off absolutely wonderfully. You see her singing to her father, reflecting on her father, and missing her father. So I'll put that clip there as well. So I encourage you to look at all three of those today. And I've also included my commentary from last time from the band, the Bangles and Manic Monday. So if you want to recap on that one, feel free to have a look. Well, that's it for today. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up and subscribe. If you are a subscriber and you're watching another one of these videos, thank you very much for doing so. And if you have got to the end of this video, awesome. Thank you for hanging around. That's fantastic. So the invitation is there to throw a song my way if you'd want me to have a look at it. And also to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe. That would be fantastic. So that's it for today. Now, while Barbra Streisand was doing her thing, this guy who I'm looking at next time was doing his thing. So if you think of songs such as I Write the Songs and Mandy, that's where we're going next time. So until then, I catch you around.